Why IShowSpeed hates his mom. A childhood of noise and conflict. Darren Watkins Jr., better known to the world as IShowSpeed, wasn't born into peace. His childhood in Cincinnati was filled with tension. A missing father figure left a hole, and the one parent he had close by, his mother, often clashed with him. To her, Darren's obsession with video games and late-night streaming was a distraction, a noisy rebellion against responsibility. To him, it was passion, a lifeline, the only thing that gave him a sense of control. The breaking point. As his streaming grew louder, the arguments at home grew harsher. His mother wanted silence. Darren wanted freedom. Their worlds collided nightly through slammed doors, sharp words, and tears. And then came the night that changed everything. His mother, exhausted by the chaos, told him to leave. She chased him away, her own son, barely a teenager, cast into the night. To her, it was discipline. To him, it was betrayal. That moment carved a scar so deep it never truly healed. Rising from rejection. Homeless, restless, moving between friends' couches, Darren turned his pain into fuel. With no mother's encouragement, no parent cheering from the sidelines, he built an empire on his own. He screamed into the camera, entertaining strangers who would become millions of loyal fans. He celebrated milestones with fireworks and chaos, but behind every celebration was silence. The silence of knowing his mother wasn't there to see it. The anger that never left.
Why IShowSpeed will remain the GOAT. From a noisy room to a global stage, Darren Watkins Jr. started with nothing but a microphone, a dream, and the chaos of his own voice. From the small bedroom in Cincinnati, his shouts reached across the world. What others saw as noise, millions saw as energy, passion, and pure authenticity. The streamer who never faked it. While many streamers polished their image, Darren gave the world raw emotion. He cried on camera, he raged, he laughed until he fell out of his chair. He was never perfect, and that is exactly why people loved him. In a world full of filters and lies, Speed remained Speed. Breaking the internet one moment at a time. From setting off fireworks indoors, to barking like a dog on stream, to traveling the world just to meet his idol Cristiano Ronaldo, every move turned into a viral moment. Millions tuned in not because they knew what to expect, but because they never knew what would happen next. The power of chaos. His chaos is not weakness, it is his strength. That chaos turned into numbers no one could ignore. Millions of subscribers, billions of views, and a fan base that grows louder every day. He is proof that success doesn't require silence, it requires being unforgettable. A global icon. From America to Europe to Africa, his name echoes everywhere. Stadiums chant "Sui" with him. Children imitate his screams. Even the legends of football, Cristiano Ronaldo and Neymar, know his face, his voice, his passion. He is not just a streamer, he is culture. Why he will remain the GOAT. Others will rise, others will fade. But IShowSpeed will remain. Because greatness is not measured by perfection, it is measured by impact. And Speed has changed streaming forever. He will remain the GOAT, not because he is flawless, but because he is fearless. Not because he is calm, but because he is chaos. Not because he followed the rules, but because he broke them and built his own. The legend lives on. When the streams end, when the cameras shut off, and when the internet moves on to the next trend, IShowSpeed's legacy will still echo. A boy from Cincinnati who turned pain into power, who turned chaos into culture, who turned noise into greatness. And that is why IShowSpeed will forever remain the GOAT. How IShowSpeed loves his dad, Papa Speed, and brother Jamal. A family beyond the stream. Behind the flashing lights, the viral chaos, and the screaming energy of IShowSpeed streams, there is a family. Not the family of strangers on the internet, but the real one. The people who stood by him when the world was still ignoring him. His father, known to fans as Papa Speed, and his brother, Jamal. The bond with Papa Speed. Darren grew up with absence, but when his father came into the picture, he came with force. Not the force of discipline, but the force of presence. Papa Speed became more than a father. He became a friend, a coach, a travel partner. Whenever Speed went to events, to stadiums, to different countries, Papa Speed wasn't far behind. Fans would see him smiling in the background, cracking jokes, keeping Darren grounded when the fame threatened to pull him away from reality. To Darren, that meant everything, because behind the screaming and the fire, Speed is still a boy who needs someone to look at him and say, "I'm proud of you, son." Brotherhood with Jamal. Then there is Jamal, his brother, his partner in mischief, his blood. The two share more than DNA. They share laughter, rivalry, and the bond only brothers can understand. When Darren flies across the globe, Jamal is often there. When the cameras catch Speed at his craziest, Jamal is usually somewhere nearby, smiling, hyping him up, or shaking his head like only a brother can. They fight sometimes, like all brothers do. But even in the fights, there is love, because Jamal is the one who knows Darren the person, not just IShowSpeed the brand. Traveling the world together. The internet sees Speed travel the globe. London, Lisbon, Paris, Lagos, Tokyo. What the internet doesn't always notice is who's beside him. Papa Speed, capturing moments on his phone. Jamal, teasing him, laughing with him, reminding him to stay humble. Together, they aren't just tourists. They are a family on a journey, exploring life, turning every trip into a memory. When Darren shouts, "Suey!" in a stadium full of strangers, it echoes louder because his father and brother are there to hear it in person. When he meets Ronaldo, Neymar, or any idol, that handshake means more because family witnessed it. Love shown in small ways. The love between them is not just in big travels or public appearances. It's in the small things. Papa Speed checking in on him backstage. Jamal passing him water during long days of events. The laughter at dinner tables after streams are done. The internet sees chaos. The family sees Darren. Their Darren. And in their eyes, he doesn't have to be the biggest streamer in the world. He just has to be himself. Why family matters to Speed. For a boy who once felt abandoned, family became a lifeline. His father and brother are not just relatives, they are anchors. Anchors that keep him from drifting too far in the storm of fame. They remind him who he is. They remind him that even when the internet cancels, trolls, or mocks him, blood still supports him. The internet's glimpse. Fans love Papa Speed. They love Jamal. Because whenever they appear, they bring out a different side of Darren. A softer side. A side that laughs without pressure, smiles without performance. The side of Speed that belongs not to the world, but to his family. Why he loves them. Speed loves his father and brother because they gave him what fame could not, stability. He loves them because in every high and low, they remained. When others doubted him, they traveled with him. When others laughed at him, they stood beside him. That love is not hidden. It is written in every clip, every photo, every journey they take together. The eternal bond. As Speed grows older, richer, and more famous, one thing will remain constant. Papa Speed's proud smile, Jamal's brotherly laughter, and Darren's gratitude for the love they gave when the world only saw chaos. Because at the end of the day, when the streams stop, when the lights go off, and the crowd goes silent, family is what stays. And for IShowSpeed, family means everything. The final word. He may scream, rage, and go viral 1,000 times over. He may break records and meet legends. But none of it matters without the people he loves most. His father, his brother, his family. And that is why no matter where life takes him, Darren Watkins Jr., IShowSpeed, will always carry with him the love of Papa Speed and Jamal. Not just as relatives, not just as travel partners, but as his greatest support system, his unshakable foundation, his forever family.